on my big set and my big horizontal camera. Sometimes I stream on my phone. Sometimes it feels good standing up like this. You know what I mean? Changing things up like this shows what needs we have. Sometimes I need to be up and have energy and I feel good about it. Why am I sharing this with you? Because I want you to understand when you see changes happening on the background. This is key to the topic here today, how to share needs with an avoidant man. Notice I didn't specify how to share your needs or how to get his needs out of him. Today we're going to talk about sharing needs back and forth with an avoidant man. Okay, so if you have known an avoidant man, if you love an avoidant man, or if there's an avoidant man in your life that you just cannot figure out, today is going to be for you. This is going to be more of a teaching, practicing sort of portion. So settle in, get cozy. If you want to post your questions afterward in the comments, you are more than welcome to do that. But today is going to be a lot of me teaching because I have a lot of information to share with you very directly. Okay. Now, some of what I'm going to share about today here is going to be a piece of what's my longer course, How to Love an Avoidant Man. But I want to pull elements from there to train you here today so you can begin doing this process right now. Hello, everybody in here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Especially my members. Rose, I see you here. Thank you for being a member and supporting the channel. Thank you, everybody else, for being here, too. Okay. Why is it so hard? Why is it so damn hard sharing needs with an avoidant man? Okay, there's a couple of key reasons that I want to roll through. First of all, it's because usually when we talk about needs, most of us are trained to use an emotional language. Well, I need to feel loved. I need to feel like I'm a priority. I need to feel important. I need to feel safe. There is nothing wrong with saying these things. I want to say that right now. There's nothing wrong with saying these things whatsoever. They are normal, healthy things to say. It is normal to want to feel loved. It is good to want to feel safe. Many of you, I have to train my coaching clients, especially anxiously attached or quite disorganized, I have to train them into thinking it's okay to want to feel safe. They don't even feel that yet. So you have a need to feel safe. You have a need to feel loved. You have a need to feel like a priority. These are okay. I'm going to start off right now by telling you that's not too much. That's like maybe I would say almost pretty close to the bare minimum. Okay? Number one. The problem, twofold. Two problems when you share those kind of needs with an avoidant man. One, he may not be an ethical avoidant man. And I only want you to use the information I'm teaching you in relationships for ethically avoidant men. Okay? I can feel my energy. See when I'm standing like, ooh, I'm going. It's tougher when you're sitting in a chair to be like this pumped. But an ethical avoidant man is going to listen to your needs and try to work with you. Okay? But a manipulatively avoidant man is far less likely to. Off the end of that chart is narcissistic personality disorder, antisocial personality disorder, all of that. Anyway, we don't want to go in that direction. I do not want you to use the information I'm going to share in a vulnerable, transparent way with a manipulative avoidant partner unless they are showing signs of trying to do the work with you and they're beginning to change and lose their manipulative tendencies and they're regulating differently and they're controlling their emotions, they're emotionally disciplined, and they become safe. Okay, I want you to use the information here today with safe people. Ethically avoidant people, safe. Manipulative avoidant, not safe. They have to do their diligent work to become safe. Okay, there we go. Now, once that's established, you have an ethical avoidant man, okay? You have an ethical avoidant man who actually does care about you deeply. Doesn't show it the way that you would classically expect, but he does care. If you tell that avoidant man, I need to feel safe, his brain will go into the files and say, what would that feel like? When have I felt safe? And it will return flashing alarms. Data missing. I have never felt safe in my life. I don't know what that means. And then his first conclusion is, nobody on the planet ever feels safe. His second conclusion is, you expect me to help you feel something that's impossible. And his third conclusion is, I can't give you what you're looking for. Now, ladies, that's, if you've ever heard someone, when you try to share your needs, that's what comes out of his mouth. I don't think I can give you what you're looking for. I think maybe we want different things. I don't think I'm the right person for you. I think maybe we're just not a good match. That's what comes out of his mouth, but that's the final process. That's the final part of that process. Did you see what I just did there? Did you see that line of thinking? I've never felt that, so I don't know what you want. That seems impossible, but you're pushing on it, and it's a requirement for the relationship. I do not think that we're going to make this work. A lot of women panic at this point, and they think he's breaking up with them. He's not. He's really deeply confused. Okay? That's the piece. And Ika, thank you so much. You're supporting the channel. I appreciate you coming back and doing this again. I know you've been a long-time supporter. Thank you so much to you. That means a lot. So thank you. At this point, the woman panics and says, he's leaving me. He's breaking up with me. He's rejecting me. Okay? No. We have to make this understandable. Okay, now there's a couple key ways we do this. Number one, ladies, if you ever want to feel safe in a relationship, do not ever tell the man you need to feel safe. That's not quite true. You can say it. But men, the male equivalent of safety, men don't say, I need to feel safe. If a man says, I need to feel safe, he'll be laughed out of that room and have to go live in a cave somewhere outside of society where no one can laugh at him anymore. Okay? So men say, at peace. I need to feel at peace. Ladies, if you want to communicate with an ethically avoidant man, I need to feel safe, and the best way for me to explain what that means is at peace. Okay? I need to feel safe, and the best way to explain that feeling might be at peace. You need to describe a little bit. I feel, for example, with emotional safety, I need to know that I can bring concerns to you and that they'll be addressed productively. I don't think you spiral out, but I think things get mixed up, muddled, and swept under the rug. And I'm concerned that I'm going to bring something to you and it will rupture our relationship. And so in that regard, I don't feel safe because I don't feel at peace to let my guard down and verbalize things to you. So I don't feel at peace or safe in my words. Okay? Ladies, I can hear you furiously taking notes right now. That's totally fine. Remember that this replay is going to be available afterward. Remember that this is available. You can watch it. You can take notes as you need to. I need to feel safe. For me, that's a sense of peace, knowing that I can share things with you unrestrictedly and that we will have a productive conversation that's not going to be a rupture. That's explaining emotional safety to an avoidant man. And he'll say, well, damn, I want the same thing. And he'll say, I don't know how to get us there. Great. This is good. Ladies, the best thing an avoidant man can do is tell you, I don't know. Because it drives him crazy. Avoidant men it triggers their alarms of danger when they don't have information. The lack of information actually is what triggers a lot of fear response in them. The unknowns is what triggers a fear response in them. For example, if you say, I need to feel loved, his brain will say, well, damn, who doesn't want to feel loved? But in this world, who does? Whoever gets loved? Nobody does. So he'll say, well, what would make me feel loved? Well, lots of sex. Well, get under the table, kind of thing. Like he won't know. He's going to look for dopamine at that point is what he's going to search for. So he thinks you're bored and understimulated. Then he's going to start throwing like sex and jewelry and stuff like that at you. And you're like, no. I need to feel loved. And this is the disconnect where he begins to think you're just being a prima donna. He thinks you're fussy. He thinks you're complaining. He thinks you're whining. He thinks you're demanding. I need to feel loved. No, that's not it. 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 He begins to go, what the hell does this lady want from me? So the next element we have to do, point number 2, is make it measurable. Measurable. Ladies, this is the method right here. This is the method. My wife and I use this method, okay? We've been together married 16 and a half years. We got 5 kids. This is the method that's worked for us. I've been studying and training in psychology and relationships for well over 16 years as well, okay? I've been doing all this. I was a licensed marriage and family therapist for many years before I retired from that so I could focus and specialize in attachment because it's so important. Here's the method. You ready? This is the method that makes sense to avoidant men. What, why, how? Measurability. What, why, how? Let's begin this way. I need to feel loved. Okay? He will go crazy trying to figure out what the hell you mean. And then, if he can't get it and gets frustrated, that's where he begins dismissing. Okay? That's where an ethical man begins dismissing. A manipulative man immediately dismisses the moment you breathe, right? But an ethical man, when he gets frustrated and you get to an impasse on his side, he starts dismissing at that point. Okay? Very key. Okay. What, why, how? What are 2 things that make you feel loved? What are two things that make you feel loved? Okay, absolutely crucial. What are two specific things that make you feel loved? Okay? Why are they important to you in particular? Why are those two things meaningful to you? Help him reverse engineer 5 more things by telling him what this one thing means to you and why. Okay, then he can begin experimenting with other things that are similar. Yeah? You want men who know you, but to get there, they have to understand you first. Help him reverse engineer. What are two things that make you feel loved? Okay? Why do those things in particular make you feel loved? And why is this important to the relationship? You do have to give him an element of self-interest here. It's not you stomping your foot and saying, I demand a pony. You're saying, I need to feel loved. Here's two things that make me feel loved, and here's why they are important to me in particular. And if I feel loved, here's the benefit to our relationship. I'm going to show you an example of this in a moment. Don't panic. But that's the flow. And then how? How often do I need this thing? And for how long do I need each moment of this thing? Okay? Let me give you an example. I'll use an example my wife and I have, right? I listen to her. She shares needs with me. I'm gonna reflect right now. If I get it wrong, I'm gonna get, no, it'll be good. She'll laugh, actually, probably outrageously if I get this wrong. So here we go. She's got a good sense of humor. She couldn't be married to me otherwise. What makes my wife feel loved, right? My wife wants to feel loved. Most people do. What makes her feel loved? Well, one example is spending couples time together without screens, where we're having a conversation, usually at the end of a day, talking about our day, okay? So it's built in my calendar. My team knows 9 o'clock, they're dead to me, nobody speak to me. My phone is in do not disturb, get away from me, you're all on your own at that point, okay? My team knows this because I'm with my wife. She needs that amount of time, okay? For her, minimum is 20 minutes. 20 minutes at the end of the day, minimum. Minimum 20 minutes at the end of the day with no screens, okay? Talking about our day. Why is this important to her? Well, number one, she feels like a priority. She feels cared for. She feels like she's important enough to schedule. She gets to know me a little bit better, and she feels relaxed because I'm known and I'm clear. She can hear about my day. She feels emotionally close to me and gets that oxytocin bonding that women need especially. She just feels like we care about each other and we're still a couple instead of roommates who pay bills. So it's important in those features. Why is it important to the relationship? Because when she feels all of those things, she has an abundance of nurturing love to give. She feels more relaxed during the day. We're less likely to have disagreements. She has more energy for the children that she homeschools, our 5 kids. She has an abundance of love and nurturing, and I'm probably going to get lots of hugs and kisses as I walk through the room, okay? How often does she need this? Well, for her, it turns out about 5 nights a week for a minimum of 20 minutes, right? That's the minimum. We do more than that, but 5 times a week, minimum of 20 minutes, checking in like this. No phones, or no screens, talk about the day, okay? How long does she need? Well, we just said 20 minutes, okay? So she can come to me and say, instead of going, Adam, I just need to feel loved, you know? And I go, no, what do you need? What does this mean? Well, what's happening? Then she could say, well, I just, to feel loved. Don't you ever feel that? Don't you want to feel close? Just, loved. You should know by now what makes me feel loved. Don't you understand the feeling? No, ladies, if I was an ethical avoidant man, I would have no clue. At this point, I would think that you were smoking some kind of drug or you were really drunk, and this is a non-productive conversation that's about to spiral into disaster, okay? That's why they duck out the window. That's where they're like, hey, what's that? They dive out the window and drive to Mexico, and you don't hear from them for 3 months. That's why that happens, okay? Measurable, okay? Hey, I need this. Here's why it's important to me. Here's what it does for our relationship. Here's the time investment I need from you, and here's the ROI, the return on investment you're going to get in our relationship. It's not like you will receive sex. This is the benefit to our family, our relationship, the whole system. And then I hear that, if I was an ethically avoidant man, shoot, for 20 minutes a day, I unwind, I talk with you. I want to talk with you anyway. It's not like I don't. I unwind, we talk, cool, no screens. This sounds great. Sounds like a good deal. It sounds like a smart investment. Yeah, I'm happy to do this. What are we going to do during this time so that we're not sitting here staring at each other, making serial killer eye contact for 20 minutes talking about our feelings? What will we do instead? Well, for us, it turns out, puzzles is usually fun. We could do a variety of things. There's so many different activities you could do. You go for a walk. You can drive in the car. You can anything, like guys, anything, right? You could do separate activities if you want, side by side. You can play a card game. Anything. There's so many things you can do with your hands. If you've ever been to a child psychologist or a child therapist, they give the kids something to do and then talk with them while they're doing a project or a game or something. So doing a 20-minute project or something with your hands, this helps, this facilitates. Not like, let's talk about our feelings while we stare into each other's souls. That's death for most people, by the way, men and women. But neither one really likes that very much. So I would highly recommend picking out some activities. Ladies, you probably have the exact same needs my wife does. These are normal human needs, by the way. I have the same need that she does, so it coincides. We want the same thing at the same evening. We do about 45 minutes to an hour 5 nights a week, and then we have a date on Sundays. So we go way above her minimum, but I make sure her minimum is always covered no matter what. If I work 15, 16 hours in a day, I may walk in looking like a corpse and flop there with one good eye staring at her, but I'm still going to give her that minimum of 20 minutes to make sure she gets what she needs, okay? That's important that we have that, okay? Very, very, very important. So this is the measurable step-by-step process to share your needs with an avoidant man. Now, that's you sharing your needs, but today's video is sharing needs with. So let's talk about getting an avoidant man to share his needs with you. It's hell, right? Why is it hell? Is it because he doesn't like you? Is it because he's a jerk? Is it because he's being difficult on purpose? No. Actually, here's what's fascinating. His prefrontal cortex in an ethically avoidant man has overdeveloped to squash emotional expression. So he's not even aware that he has emotional level needs. It actually facilitates dissociating from stress. So the stressors that you say, well, I need help doing this. He goes, nope, I will simply suffer through it and not feel it, and I will have a heart attack instead. I will have a heart attack instead, but it's at least a heart attack in 15 years, not today, that would disrupt my meetings, right? That's the thinking. It's better to die young later, but facilitate now. Survival, okay? Survival focus. Your goal is to have him not have a heart attack, number one, hopefully, right? And number two, to actually have high quality of life and be fulfilled. There's the two problems. He's like, well, heart attack's a given, and I'm not even going to feel it until it dies, so who cares? And then number two is, what do you mean high quality of life? We all live in the pits of darkness here. That's the avoidant man's brain as well. He has actually no concept whatsoever of building a high quality, fulfilling life with you. His brain understands dopamine, but that's something you have to go chase frantically on your one weekend vacation a year that you take when your boss threatens to fire you if you don't take a vacation. So he goes out for one weekend a year and jet skis while thinking about work and getting drunk, usually, right? That's his dopamine. So here's the problem. I liken it to this. Avoidant men have lived low quality lives all of their lives, no matter how much money they have. Okay? Low quality satisfaction, fulfillment, bonding, real intimacy, everything is just dopamine. So it's like a human being who love, intimacy, everything. They've eaten the gas station hot dog equivalent of love, intimacy, bonding, sharing relationships. Imagine if you had lived your entire life eating nothing but gas station hot dogs, and you know what I'm talking about, right? The ones that you eat, you look at them and you're like, this is a bad decision. Even as a 6-year-old child holding it, you're like, this is a terrible decision. Avoidant men have made an entire lifestyle of eating those gas station hot dogs for every single meal, and it's all they've ever known. So now here's what happens. You show up, okay? You're the new restaurant in town. You open up, they walk by, they go, ooh, what's that? Right? And your doors are like, new restaurant, best food in the world. And so he walks in. You got the best restaurant. Your restaurant is the relationship. It's your nurturing, it's your love, it's your care. He walks in, okay? Your restaurant is selling gourmet, Michelin star, incredible food at like McDonald's prices. Okay, you're like, I'm going to make the best food in the world accessible for like a good person, like low cost, high quality. I'm going to lose money on this deal just to make people happy. So you're like, I will have the best steak in the world flown in, and you'll pay $5 for a steak. $5 for like an 80-pound tomahawk steak, like 2 of them, like on a plate, okay? Tomahawk steaks, by the way, guys, if you haven't had one, they're almost $200, usually market price, sometimes $250, depending where you're at. So a $250 steak for $5. That's what you're marketing. With all the sides, unlimited food. You bring them in. Here's the problem. You don't have a menu. Hi, sir, what would you like to eat today? He goes, I don't know. Do you have hot dogs? And you go, no, we don't. We're a steakhouse. We don't serve hot dogs. But you don't hand him a menu. So he sits down at the table and he goes, well, I don't know what I want. And you go, okay, well, why don't you think about it? And so he's sitting there like, well, they don't have hot dogs. That's all I've ever eaten. And so you start bringing him courses and he has no idea what they are. You bring him a steak, he's like, what the hell is that? Like, it's still bleeding. A hot dog that's still bleeding would be poison, so I'm not going to eat this $250 steak. So you keep bringing him lavish dishes, and he's not eating any of them because they look confusing to him. And then he's terrified because you haven't brought him a menu, so he thinks that this is a $10,000 meal, and you're like, $20. $20. $20, and you'll have a gourmet $50,000 steak dinner for $20. Totally fine. He doesn't know what's on the menu. He doesn't know what this food is, and he's terrified of the price because you haven't offered him a menu or explained anything to him. Okay? This is a loving woman getting in a relationship with an ethically avoidant man and saying, come on, just let me love you. This is why he's confused as hell. This is why he backs off. This is why when you say, share your needs with me, he looks like he wants to die. This is the problem. So in my coaching practice, usually what I do is I help the woman and I say, okay, let's build the menu. What are you offering and what's the price? The price usually is give me emotional safety. Give me the four types of safety that we talk about, right? What are they? Physical safety, resource safety, emotional safety, bonding safety. Most of you women are ignoring physical safety and resource safety, so you're fine without those, but you're still not even asking for emotional safety or bonding safety. That's usually what women are looking for. Be the man in my life. Provide vision. Provide safety. Be that person for me. Connect with me. Let me be in my feminine. Let me give to you. Care for my needs reciprocally in return. Let's be partners in life. He has no idea what this means because that concept is foreign to him. You're offering a tomahawk steak, $250 for $5 to a man who thinks gas station hot dogs are the epitome of human cuisine. No wonder. So, ladies at home, what I hope you take from this discussion today is, number one, your needs must be clear and measurable to somebody who has never felt the feelings that you're hoping to feel. Clear, measurable, exact. What, why, how. And then you must build a menu of what you would like to offer him. If you don't know, go on ChatGPT and say, ChatGPT, what are 30 things that a loving, nurturing female partner could offer to a highly masculine but avoidant man who is good and ethical and considerate? A special emphasis on his mental and emotional well-being, his biochemistry that he needs, for example, his oxytocin bonding or his vasopressin bonding, and building him a higher quality of life emotionally at home in a domestic capacity. Go do that. And then you offer him a menu and you say, look, this is situationship territory. This is my situationship subscription model. This is my girlfriend subscription model. This is my engaged fiance subscription model. And this is the deluxe wife package, which includes anything and everything on this menu. You should have different subscription models that you offer with different services that are provided. You don't convince someone to go up to this tier by offering them everything at this tier, okay? This is the, I just met you and we're in an alley tier, but I offer wife services in this, no, don't do that, okay? These are the different tiers of subscription models that you offer, okay? Judith, please repeat that. This is recorded. It's going to be posted. You can watch it 700 times in a row. I promise you. Okay? This is what you need to know. This is how you share needs with an avoidant man. Now, if this video has been helpful, this is just a snapshot of the course that I offer, How to Love an Avoidant Man. How to Love an Avoidant Man not only includes more information about sharing your needs, but how to help him take them seriously, how to help you feel safe, and this one's interesting, how to help him feel safe. Because what I hope you've taken from this video here today is that avoidant men don't feel safe, but they also feel ashamed asking for safety. How to help him feel totally at peace with you so he rests in you, his nervous system relaxes, he receives your love and care, his oxytocin receptors open, and he bonds to you. How to Love an Avoidant Man should be called How to Get an Avoidant Man to Meet Your Needs, is what it should be called. It actually should be called How to Get an Avoidant Man to Marry You, but that's a hell of a name to get avoidant men to take it. See, half the audience for that course is women, and the other half of that audience for that course is men. I had a lot of avoidant men write in as I released the course and say, this course has changed my life. I took it thinking I was going to tell my girlfriend, yeah, this is how to love me. And I finished by like, wow, I need to love her. I had two avoidant men on set with me while I was filming it. And by the end of it, they were both chewing their fingernails. And one of them was asking me for help reconnecting with his ex that he now realized he had wronged. Okay, so powerful course. How to Love an Avoidant Man. There's a link on my website, adamlanesmith.com. It's linked in the description. If you're watching this again later, it's linked in down below as well. On my website, everything's linked, okay? Go to adamlanesmith.com, click courses. You're going to see How to Love an Avoidant Man right in there. Make sure you pick up your copy. I do have an offer as well where you can do a special breakthrough session with one of my relationship strategists. If you're frustrated and you're going to pick up the course anyway for a little add-on, you could pick up a breakthrough session and talk with them about if your relationship is even fixable. You want to work with one of our coaches to then fix it, we're also there for that. We are here for all of this. Whatever level you're comfortable at, we're here for you. So pick up your copy of How to Love an Avoidant Man on my website. There's so much more. Okay? Make sure you take care of yourselves, guys. I'm going to get going right now. If you have any questions, here's what I want you to do. Email me, support@adamlanesmith.com. Support@adamlanesmith.com. Me and my team are right there to answer all the time. We're here to take care of you guys. I hope this was helpful. Please leave comments, ask questions. Let me know if this was good. I can do more teaching pieces like this too. I've been doing a lot of Q&As with you guys as well. So take care of yourselves, and we'll talk again really soon.